Because I'm ready for the Big Brain Bouts number 33. And our man RosscO, unlike the night at Home Cup, is also ready to play some video games. Indy is not here and TKL is not here, but they will join later. It's all good though. Ready when you are, guys. Any of the mods or VIPs, if you guys want to post, sell his stream link in the chat, obviously feel free to spam it all series long. We are here to support everyone that plays. And it's not just about this stream. RosscO says he's good to go. Let me take a look at his profile. All of the games... Wait, did I host the right server, by the way? Yeah, I did. US East. All the games will be played on US East to give our man Cell tiny advantage. I don't know about these colors, blue and green. Cell was supposed to go up against the 4800 MMR Protoss. He ended up with RosscO. So, because of that, we are going to play every single game on US East. Is RosscO the Cannon Rush god? No, I think you're thinking of bout, no? No, RosscO, I don't think it's much of a Cannon Rush. Pretty straight up, fair, honest, macro-oriented guy. And all-around sweetheart. It should be a fun series. Hopefully the ping advantage will make this a very close one. Let's do it, guys.
Let's get it on. Round 1, fight!
In the top right side, for the first time ever, making an appearance in the Big Brain Bouts. If you guys don't know what we're playing for, first series, 75 bucks, 60 for the winner, 15 for the loser. This man, a bit of a legend in the UK scene. He is our Scottish friend, RosscO. Don't know if he's representing a team or not. Also known as Rebby Burns on the European ladder, but we just know him as RosscO. In the bottom left side, we are looking at everyone's favorite. The man loves politics like he loves his Marines. Bottom left side, Storm Gaming's the savior of the tech industry in StarCraft 2, making sure that all of us have a working microphone and webcam in the year 2023. It's my pal Cell, UpATree, not Zelda. If you guys want to go for UpATree Zelda, it's UpATree Zelda. Boanan, Gref, Turkey Dano, and Print after Cannon Rush Cabal. And you're forgetting the Must Zero. Pretty certain he's a member as well. Those things are often a whole lot more fun though, when you think about them, than when they actually are Protolink. But I am definitely down to give Boanan a chance in the Big Brain Bouts. I think he would be an excellent addition. He has never played before. He plays a lot. 5,500 MMR. Has played great games in the weekly. So Boanan definitely deserves an invite. It's just kind of hard to find opponents for these guys, because I feel like either they're going to get blind counted into oblivion. I don't know how good the PvZ and PvT is. I know that the PvP is dangerous. How old is Gref though? I think Gref is not 16. You need to be 16 to play in the Big Brain Bouts. We've got my pal Cell, guys, with an interesting strategy of fighting with a whole lot of drilly boys. Playing a little risky. No Reaper. Reactor first into an expand. RosscO is trying to be annoying as possible here. Real question is, guys, where's that first bunker gonna be? I know Cell pretty well. Excuse him. Well, Cell, that's kind of a normal, reasonably well-placed bunker. I honestly thought that Cell was gonna drop his first bunker right here to protect those refineries. That's the Cell that I know. Cell might get first blood here, though. He should get first blood. No, don't lose an SCV. Don't lose an SCV. Alright. Crisis averted. First blood is official.
First blood.
That's not too bad. No, the first adept is already making his way to the other side of the map. For our man RosscO, triple CC here, guys, for Cell. Who is this man? Oozing some macro confidence over here. Yeah, bully. He was fighting us over it for a bit. But step by step, pixel by pixel, I feel like Cell, his bonkers have gone to the spot where they belong. And he would never say that we were right, but pixel by pixel, guys, they have moved closer in the right spot. Oh, okay, UpATree Zelda hopping out of that bunker, and RosscO not paying attention there. Clean start, guys. That is a very clean start for our pal Cell. I'm a little bit biased here. I absolutely love RosscO. He's actually a tier 3 sub, or at least has been for a long time. So we love him. But I do think he's the favorite here. So I'm rooting a little bit for Cell, because I just want to kick the Friday night off with a fun competitive series. And Cell's obviously a sweetheart too. So If Cell takes a 2-0 lead, then I'll be rooting for RosscO, but I don't think we have to worry about that. I've actually never been worried about Cell taking a 2-0 lead against anyone, to be completely honest. It's more like, can Cell get a map? That's the real story. I'm kidding, guys, I'm kidding. Alright. The nice thing, though, for Cell is that RosscO doesn't really know what he's up against, right? He only saw Reactor first. He could be worried about some of these medevac pushes, a tank and a Viking, anything that comes early, or even a Widowmine drop. Well, what's actually happening is that we're playing triple CC 3 racks. It's hard to hate on this build. On paper, I really like these two build orders clashing. This is legitimately the first time that RosscO is potentially going to see it. But Cell is gonna snipe a probe. Now he's gonna try to snipe the hallucinated Phoenix as well. That's not going to work. So the build has been revealed for the first time. I think it's safe to say that we got away with it. Like, so far, we absolutely got away with it. Can you promise us we'll get Graf in BBB when he's 16? I mean, I cannot promise things 6 months into the future, but anyone that's a sweet kid and that plays a lot, whether you're old or young, will have a chance in the Big Brain Bouts. It's a community tournament. We invite new players pretty much every single edition. So yeah, there's a good chance we'll see Graf. It's not all up to me, right? I'm not the one who's putting up the prize money. If you guys want to make sure that the Big Brain Bouts continues long enough for some of your favorite kids to turn 16, instead of asking me to make promises, what you guys should do is follow Basilisk on Twitter, subscribe to them on YouTube, write some comments whenever they tweet, join the Discord server. That's the way to support the tournament. Not asking me if I can invite someone. I don't have that kind of power. I know you guys think I'm balling, but I do not have 500 bucks every single Friday to give away. That is all Basilisk, my friends. That was indeed a bit of a strange recall. I'm not sure what that was all about. I kind of missed that because I was answering the Graf question. Cell throws down a scan, guys. I don't want to say it, but it's impressive, honestly.
Impressive.
Obviously, Cell's just trying to confirm where the third base is, and I know, but that's still one hell of a scan. To throw down a scan and see absolutely nothing is pretty impressive. But obviously in Cell's defense, he just wants to make sure that he knows where RosscO's third base is. He's going to see it right now. It's a pretty decent bioarm. He's going to stim forward, snipe a Zealot or two. Will there be a battery overcharge? So far, so good though by my pal Cell, who is showing us that the 3 Rex hits hard, hits different. Now he's running into a Colossus. He wants it. He gets it. Oh my goodness, not a single overcharge was given in the defense of this entire 3 Rex. I don't hate it. Can we get a couple probes as well? Cell, stimming forward. 4 probes, that's decent. 5 is amazing. So 5 probes, a couple Zealots, a Sentry, an Immortal, and a Colossus? Yeah, I'll take it, guys. I honestly take it. Of course, a lot of bio units did go down there, but I still think that qualifies as a very successful attack. Economically, it looks great. A Cell throws down another miraculous scan. These scans hit different today, guys. I guess he was worried. Oh my goodness, he just picked up. He's worried about an observer. There was no observer. But right now, RosscO is just running to the other side of the map with a bunch of Blink Stalkers. And Cell, his units are chilling in the top side of the map. Cell is now going to follow the advice of Big Gabriel. And that is that SCVs beat Stalkers. Flies over the pylon, unfortunately. Did RosscO see that, though? And do we have a recall? I don't know. We have no energy. Cell turned around. I actually don't think RosscO saw it. So giving his Protoss opponent here a little too much respect. Did at least take out a pylon. Is going to be able to deny that 4th base from going up for a split second. We're losing a lot of Marauders and Marines here, but at the same time at least a few Stalkers did go down. Cell is ahead in upgrades, but there is no armory. Tell me you've been hurt without telling me you've been hurt. Cell has thrown down 2 scans right now, guys, in the absolute middle of nowhere to scout for observers that are there. That man has flew over observers a few too many times while trying to drop. Alright, Marines and Marauders have unloaded successfully though into the main base. They're gonna go for a forge. +1 armor, like 20% done, gets denied. So picks up a lot of units in low HP medevacs. One of the medevacs goes down, the other one survives. Doors are a little bit open here at the third. Protoss army a little bit off position. Excellent first game between these two. Battery overcharge, Widowmine! Could have been a lot bigger if Cell would have just been able to retarget that mine, but we can't have it all. It's a good game though so far. I think Cell's playing well. Obviously the scans, they've been a bit silly and goofy, but if we ignore the scans, I think Cell has been playing an excellent game against a pretty strong European Protoss. As that low HP medevac makes another appearance in the main base. Marauders and Marines stim forward. Love the way he's gunning down probes. Now goes for a Dark Shrine. I don't love that choice. Too much HP on the Dark Shrine. He should have just gone. He should have just gone for probes there. He would have easily taken out another 4 or 5 additional workers. Still so far so good. Units lost resource tab. These two pretty competitive. 300 resources separating one another. So has the upgrade advantage. Needs to be careful though when he wants to keep on attacking near static defenses. He's doing a great job in denying net vision. Taking out all these pylons. It's honestly making a difference. Vikings are in a pretty sweet spot. Will they be able to take down one Colossus immediately? Whoa, what a pickup there. What a pickup from downtown with the War Prism. Cell is believing in the Marauders though. Snipes a Colossus. Snipes a second Colossus. There are a couple of DTs in the mix, and now we do really need to throw down a scan. Only one Colossus remains in the War Prism, too far away to pick that one up, so all 3 Colossus fall. And is it happening over here, guys? It's absolutely happening, as the War Prism dies as well, and the only thing that's left for RosscO is a couple of Blinky boys. Built otherwise, it wasn't the prettiest scenario, but our pal Cell is making Canada proud over here in the opening match of this best of 5. Cell wants to make sure that he can throw down one more scan. That really does not matter at all, but sick game though. You take the scans away, the game has been amazing by Cell. RosscO is going to warp in a couple of desperation DTs, but I have a hard time believing that's going to make a difference. We have missile turrets in the natural in the third base. Cell just recollecting his forces one last time. I think sniping that forge earlier really did help there as well. There are that many Marines and Marauders and Vikings shooting at Protoss units, and they don't have their armor upgrade. It really hurts. Cell throws down a scan. Wants to... okay. I mean, that's not exactly how I would use my Vikings, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of SCVs are dying to the DTs though. Cell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We do throw down another scan on the other side of the map. He guns down the Archon. He's going to get a couple of the Stalkers, but the Nova is very big. Extra Zealots have been warped in, and the supplies are right now a whole lot closer than they've been in a while, but Cell is not giving up. He wants that Nexus. He gets the Nexus. Scans all over the place. At least we are securing that base, but he might get pushed back again, and then he's all of a sudden down 22 workers. How is that even possible? Another DT gets warped in. Cell doing a ring around the Rosie, around the Nexus. He does get it. And we pick up a couple of Marauders and get out of there. One of the medevacs gets picked off. Well, this game was seconds away from ending. When Cell ran away here, I don't even think he really had to run away. Now we're 18 workers down, guys. And we're even in upgrades. Oh no. Those DTs were somehow the most successful DTs we are probably going to see today. Despite the fact there were multiple missile turrets available. Yeah, Cell's up a base. But, well, yeah, for a little while. But that base wasn't quite saturated. I'm gonna go for Liberator Arrest. What a banger, guys, to kick off the night. Oh my. First game of the day. Big Brain Bouts number 33. Brought to you guys by BASILISK. Cell and RosscO going at it. Swinging for the fences. The Liberator sieges up. Takes out 5-6 probes rather quickly. Cell tried to show up with that low HP medevac again by the looks of it. That one gets denied. Kudos to RosscO, man. Because at one point he was down like 45 army supply. Or 50 even. I have no idea how that man turned this into a game. It actually was a when behind Gold Dark Shrine moment. The Dark Shrine was revealed. Missile turrets were ready, but DT still brought it back. My goat, the kind of guy to drop a fusion core before an armory. Oh wait, he has an armory. He just doesn't want 2 upgrades. My goat. This is an interesting way of going at it. With 1700 gas in the bank. Would have loved to see the 3-3 upgrades by now. Cell throws down a scan, and once more he sees nothing. This time around he loves it. As he goes forward, drops an EMP on the Nexus 2 to make sure that recall is not a thing. Now RosscO's very unhappy, and he's going to run into the natural of Cell. Cell's going to see that with his sensor tower. Uh-oh. A good old-fashioned base raid to kick off the night. Those Marauders are misrallied. Stalker's blinking. And if Cell loses this game, I'm going to be so sad for him. Fix your rally points, Cell. Right now, just rally everything to the bottom left side of your main. Army is coming. Oh, here are the Novas, guys. Don't. Oh my god, what? Because it's dropping the entire army? Okay, Cell's going to try to close it out in fantasy Brute War style. As he goes forward, eats a Nova to the face. Still has a couple of units stuck inside of the medevacs, but it should be okay. Okay, we have extra Stalkers and Archers coming in. Unload your medevac. There you go. 18 probes have died during all of this. I guess that Liberator is still just racking up kills. Find a few Stalkers and Archons. Should be no match for this Terran army. That may not have 2-2 upgrades, but it is enough. The numbers matter. And UpATree, my pal, Cell takes the 1-0 lead, guys. Against the stronger Protoss than he was supposed to play. That was the definition of bumping and bruising, I'd say. Cell did some great things. Also had a few questionable moves. The DT defense wasn't really there, but anything for the fans, you know. That's why we love the Canadians. They know how to put on a show. Very fun first game. Let me go ahead and take a look at the second map. Take the map 2. I don't know what the second map is. Neil Buzz looks good. Got a haircut yesterday, guys, and I was streaming yesterday. Okay. Oh, thank you. Royal Blood is going to be our second map between these nerds. It wasn't quite a doom drop, but it reminded me of Fantasy picking up his entire army and dropping over the Protoss army over and over again. He did that for a while. And it worked for a little bit when we had a lot of Widow Mines in the mix, but then it stopped working. When Protoss players were like, what if we just run back and gun down the medevacs? It took Protoss players a couple months to get there. Our brains do not function that quick, but once they got there, guys, it didn't work anymore. Thank you to my man Chess_SC2 for the 17 months and the flex. Hey, Djokovic won, right, guys? Was it 3-0 for Djoko? I had it open and it looked like he was dominating. Go. Is Alcaraz playing yet, Lino? I'm excited for that final, man. I'm gonna watch it, even though I'll probably be casting on Sunday, but I still want to watch it. RosscO is ready. Cell, go. Cell says he's ready. I've got a new drink, by the way, guys. I think for all the Zerg fans out there, you guys should love this. It's a Viper. I've got a Viper drink. I'm gonna drink Vipers all night long because my boy Cuckoo is about to get smashed by some Vipers of Ryung. It's gonna be good. Cheers to Ryu, guys. Yoink, yoink. Round 2. 1-0 lead for our Canadian over the man from Scotland.
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom left side of Royal Blood playing an excellent first game. If we don't focus too much on the random scans we threw down. Representing Storm Gaming, it's everyone's favorite, UpATree. Used to be known as UpATree Zelda, and we call him Cell. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of the man who lit up the party at Home Story Cup 21. Is recovering ever since, but I do hope that I get to see him again this December. Our man from Scotland stepped in, last minute notice. It's RosscO. Does it abduct heat? It hydrates, Lino. It hydrates. It's a nice drink. It's the first time I ever bought it. I just saw it in the supermarket. And I'm a real sucker. I'm like, Viper, haha, StarCraft unit, need to buy. That's my logic when I step into a supermarket. I see some nice packaging or I see a funny name and I'm like, I need it. It's basically a White Claw. So, if you're dehydrated, you drink some of these. And you know what, Mars Bar? I believe that could still be a thing. I believe that could still be a thing. I got a whole bunch of San Pellegrinos. The red one is still my favorite though. Vicky likes the yellow one, I like the red one, and the green one is just there for filler and makes the fridge look nice. But you can't really compare sodas with Celsius. Not quite the same. Yellow one for me as well. I love the red one. It's my favorite out of the three. So we're switching things up here. We are going double refinery, barracks into factory. Maybe looking to deal some economic damage early on. So far I like the series planning from Saldo. Map 1, 3 racks, triple CC. Map 2, we switch things up. And we're actually opening up with a double gas and quick attack. RosscO seems worried about some crazy one base all in, guys. And he's actually gonna go for the Stargate. Unless RosscO is following the weird advice of Rainer, where Robo into Stargate is apparently a good build. I don't believe Rainer. However, Clem also told me it's a good build. And I do believe Clem. I don't believe Rainer for a bit, but if Clem says it's good, either he's playing the entire Protoss Legion, where he makes us believe that certain builds are good when they're not good, or Rainer is actually onto something. Wait, what is this? What is this? Why do we have a tank? What is this build? This is the second time, guys, that Cell makes an appearance in the Big Brain Bouts. The very first time he played, he won a very nice macro game, somewhat similar to the game that we just saw against Blood Milan. And after that, he did 3 weird all-ins, and all 3 of them failed. Now, I don't want to call this an all-in, but it's just like some sort of a Uthermal special where we cut SCV production and we move out very early. It's weird though, this is not the way that Mark played it before. Yes, real Burke. I am. It's kind of a secret, but it's not really a secret. I feel like within 2 weeks of an advance, as a streamer, you should always be allowed to talk about whether you're going somewhere or not. Because, you know, some people may expect me online. It's like suddenly I'm gone and I can't even talk about the fact why I'm not streaming. Even though I take a lot of pride in the fact that I've been streaming for 12 years. And I've never randomly taken a week off. Which is not very healthy, by the way. Don't be like me. While I've got the streak, I'm kind of proud of it. Alright. A couple of Marines are caught on the low ground. Cell really wanted to kill that observer. But he's going to pay a pretty hefty price for it. RosscO now goes for charge first. Because he knows that this build of Cell isn't quite right. Honestly, guys, I don't know what this build is by Cell. I'm sure there is logic to it. I'm sure there is a reason behind all of this, but it looks kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. We are now 12 workers behind. Our build has been revealed. We've been bleeding out Marines. This looks bad, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna have a fight, guys, where Cell is attacking with like 7 bio units and 4 tanks. And he's gonna get gobbled up by 48 zealots with charge. We're using call down for supply depot right now. But what is this build, guys? I don't get it, man. Cell played such a good first game. This is exactly the same thing as what happened last time when he played against Blood Milan. He wins a nice, honest, macro-oriented, straight-up first game, has some awesome drops, awesome multitasking. And then in game 2, it's like the wheels are coming up and they're like, what? I have no idea what I'm doing. This will never work. I refuse to believe that this will work. Throw down a scan. And we're like, okay, what are we up against? Bunch of Zealots. Tanks not quite siege up yet. Guardian Shield would be insane here for Zealots. RosscO shows a lot of respect to the army. What do you think, Rainer? You're a fan, mate? RosscO, just go, mate. Okay, RosscO's showing way too much respect to this army. Letting it siege up, I think, is a mistake. Here we go. Guardian Shield gets activated. Zealots, Immortals are right next to each other. Zealots are derping a little. In the end, they go for tanks. I don't like the way that RosscO handled this fight at all. And it's still easily good enough. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. RosscO could have done this so much better. RosscO could have done this 3-4 times better, and it's still easily good enough. Okay, we also have a little counterattack happening. History repeats itself. Cell takes the 1-0 lead in a Big Brain Bouts in an awesome macro-oriented game. And then in game 2, we just do the weirdest build and it feels miserable. Miserably. Yeah. What Rainer said in the chat, guys, is honestly true. Rainer said he couldn't fight worse and he still held. Basically, what you want to do there as a Protoss is you want to make sure that you have Zealots come in from some different angles. Or you engage when the tanks are not sieged. B, that all the Zealots are covered by Guardian Shield. And C, don't put the Immortals next to each other. So tanks, when they fire at one Immortal, they don't damage both Immortals. If you have the Immortals spaced out, you have 2 times barrier, 2 times the ability to gun down some tanks. RosscO did none of those things, but he still defended. That just goes to show that the build was probably not optimal. Map 3. Yeah, it just didn't work, but that's okay. It's a shame that we don't have Indy here, guys. Now I have to do all the hosting myself. And I love how I have TKO asking me if he can cast the Big Brain Bouts. But then he doesn't show up for the early rounds and he only wants to do Clem against Rainer. Sacre bleu. Shameful behavior by the Frenchies. You like the shirt, by the way, Rainer? I've got a couple for you, mate. I've got M's for you because you're a tiny boy. That should be fine, right? I'll save the big boy shirts for me. RosscO is ready and UpATree is in the lobby, but I don't know if he's ready yet. He says go, go. Alright. Someone who loves Cell is close to Cell's heart and has his best interest. Please tell him to play normal. Because he's actually, I think he's pretty good if he plays normal. And he can absolutely hang with these guys. He can go to distance with them. And maybe you win some, maybe you lose some. But I feel when Cell tries to come up with these ultra creative weird all-ins, it just goes terribly wrong. And we don't want to see that. I don't need to see another Cell versus Blood Milan. Round 3.
Round 3. Fight.
In the top right side, for the first time ever, guys, we welcome a man from Scotland to the Big Brain Bouts, a legend in the UK scene. It's RosscO. Very cool, dude. Hope he makes it to the next Home Story Cup. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of one of the absolute sweethearts of the StarCraft 2 scene. He has done a lot of things for all of us to make sure that streaming is fun and enjoyable. Not just for us, but for the viewers too. This is our tech wizard, Psystorm Gaming's UpATree. We're doing it again, guys. We are doing it again. Hello, Blood Milan, yeah. I'm curious, my EU friends. Am I a small boy too by EU standards? 186 centimeters and 84 kilograms. Oh, I'm 187, mate, but I've got a whole bunch of kilograms on you. So no, you're not small. You would be above average height. Not by a whole lot in the Netherlands, but a little bit above average height. Alright, guys. So last game, RosscO was a little bit concerned about a potential one-base all-in, but it wasn't. So at least when we want to say, when it comes to series planning, so far, UpATree is definitely telling a very complicated story that's hard to follow for RosscO. Last game, RosscO showed a lot of respect. Let's see how this one plays out. What are we doing here, by the way? Is it just Marines or... Yeah, it must be. We're just going for Marines. Marine SCV pool. The NA Classic, guys. This is the Dolan build. I mean, I kind of feel that a Marine SCV pool cannot possibly belong to one player. Because it's been a build that's been around for literally 12, 13 years at this point. But yeah, I know that Dolan does it every now and then. There are a couple guys in the European server who also do it. Some low level, some high level. We are probably pulling every single SCV. And if RosscO doesn't scout it soon, he's in trouble. I actually really don't like having a depth here. What you want as a Protoss, I think, is just get your Stalker count up and get some batteries. You don't even need to worry about defending your natural. What you need to do is just get a battery. He's getting a second gate. Alright, guys. The boys have left town. The probe is not quite seeing it yet. There is a chance that it's going to work, guys. There is a chance. There is a chance. RosscO finds out right about now. Sees the SCVs coming. He knows. What he now needs to do, guys, is get another pile and get battery. Stalk, RosscO. Oh, he goes for a sentry. Okay, that's risky. That is actually risky because you lose DPS with a sentry. Okay. He goes triple battery. You need a pylon maybe too. Alright, now he gets the pylon. The thing is, you only have one force field though. Is he going to build another sentry? Force field. Okay, first force field is very good. But now there is going to be a moment, guys, where you run out of a force field. Honestly, this can work for Cell, I think. At least the first battery is up. But this could work. Here we go. It's SCVs and probes. It's Big Brain Bouts. We are activating Overcharge ultra early, way too early. And super far away from the fight. RosscO is actually falling apart here a little bit. This is not the defense that my sweet Protoss dreams are made of. High level video gaming, guys. There is money on the line every single Friday night here in the Big Brain Bouts. It's probes, it's SCVs, it's a battery overcharge in the middle of nowhere. It's a Stalker that's now taking a lot of damage, but it still lives and makes it safely to a battery. Sentry dies though. I want to say that 2 Stalkers should be fine, but that's not the way you want to micro your Stalker, mate. It's 5 workers against 4. We have an orbital though on the other side of the map. Will the Stalkers die? Cell gets the Stalker and is now a few Marine shots away from getting that second Stalker. He gets it. That's game over. It's unbelievable. We've gone full NA and it's a good thing. GG. Storm Gaming's UpATree takes the 2-1 lead. Oh. Yeah, RosscO is going to be kicking himself a little bit for that. But that's okay. That's what happens. It's a stressful situation. You know, people are watching. There's money on the line. Then you're going to make mistakes that you don't normally make. Like that overcharge was terrible. There was nothing happening near that overcharge. So that means it's a 2-1 lead for UpATree. And obviously we could have kept using the Stalkers to just kite around a little bit, run circles. But hey, it's fun. It's a series. That's everything we want. These guys don't normally play for $60, $70, so you're gonna make mistakes. It makes them human. Map 4. Yeah, I really prefer, personally, that's my choice, to just chrono boost out Stalkers. Because the moment you have 2 Stalkers, you 2-shot SCVs, you 2-shot Marines. If you ever get up to 4 Stalkers, you 1-shot everything. And that's honestly pretty doable. If you go for a sentry, you have 1 force field. But that's it. After that, the floodgates are still open. Now, I do think he could have held with the sentry too, because the force field was good on a bunch of SCVs. It's just that the overcharge did absolutely nothing. It was fun, though. It was fun, guys. Isn't that what we watch StarCraft for? It doesn't always need to be perfect, eh? We just want to have some fun. And I've been having fun so far with these 2 guys. Is it happening, guys? Is our pal Cell actually picking up a victory against a European Titan? I see some of you guys asking about the MMR. RosscO is like 5'1", 5'2", and Cell is like 4,800. But obviously Cell has been over 5,000 MMR in the past. RosscO is super nice, by the way. He's still sending out hearts. Ready, good luck, have fun. What a nice guy, what a sweetheart. It's match point. I don't think I've ever casted Cell at match point, guys. This was an experience that I was not emotionally ready for on the Friday night. I was already preparing my speech on like, guys, be nice to Cell. He's really not the, you know, he's not that bad. He's just getting nervous. He's having an off day. Now suddenly he's at match point. This was one of the scripts that they did not prepare for me. I was ready for a lot of scenarios, but not this one.
Round 4. Fight.
In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of our Scottish legend. It is RosscO. Not sure whereabouts in Scotland. Could be Glasgow, could be Edinburgh. I assume it's one of those 2. And in the top left side, I've known him for many years, but I've never seen him take the lead in a best of 5. But we are here, 1 map win away from walking away with $60 in the opening series of the Big Brain Bouts. Storm Gaming's UpATree. Man, I'm all warm. Getting hot over here. That is obviously the entire plan for us, to always have somewhat even and competitive StarCraft on the Friday night. Especially with the first match. Basilisk is very chill to me. They said, like, yeah, you just be creative with it. Have some fun players, have lower level players. It's all good. They just want to make sure that obviously towards the end of the night it gets good and competitive StarCraft. But I have a lot of freedom making matchups in this event. And I always love it whenever Cell wants to play. I asked him a while ago and then he said, like, no, I'm out of shape. I'm not feeling it. But he was completely ready to play SW Pro. And then I guess after he already said yes, he was like, I'll play Molten too. And then he ended up playing, honestly, the best player of the three. Because RosscO is way better than SW Pro. And I think he's also quite a bit better than Multi. So far, it's working out for UpATree, but he's not there yet. It's just a very chaotic best of 5. So it's honestly hard to make predictions for the rest of it. You would have loved to see Cell vs SW Pro. Yeah, I heard they have a fun rivalry. I would have liked that as well. But it would have been the complete opposite, because then I do expect UpATree to win. I've seen Cell a decent amount. And I've seen also a little bit of SW Pro. And in my eyes, like, UpATree should be a pretty hefty favorite there. But well. We have the Reaper, guys, picking up the scouting probe of RosscO. But I do believe that RosscO confirmed there is an expand. Yes, he did. So I'll take the game from there. Cell does better against better players. I mean, if we had no resume from replay and max packs against Cell would have disconnected at one point, referees would have given the win to Cell. Like, that game is over. UpATree took down max packs on Blackburn. Let's be honest, guys. If I was a referee, I would have called that. I'm like, sorry max packs. Technical difficulties suck, but you lost that game, mate. We've got an Adept on the other side of the map. Apparently picking off an SCV. And okay, Cell. Alright, guys. Now the Adept is somehow in the main base. We have 12 SCVs trailing it. That's not good for your Terran build order, guys. That is not good for your Terran build order. A, it's been revealed. And B, it's been disrupted. Full scout, 3 SCVs, and a lot of lost mining time. That's honestly very, very impactful this early in the game. When you only have 22 SCVs, and 8 of them are not mining, like, that just completely destroys your build order. You know, I felt bad for RosscO. I was like, oh man, we're very biased for Cell. But the thing is, I still think RosscO is going to win. And just when you think, like, maybe Cell's got this, you see one Adept is having an absolute dream starting, and like, okay, maybe Cell doesn't have it. Cell's being humbled so he can rise. Alright, let's see. Nice movement here, though, at least on the Reaper and the Hellion. A, he kept them alive. B, rotated them around to actually pick up the probe. That was going to warp in the third Nexus. We're going to have a double Widowmine drop heading towards the main base. The shield battery actually works against you as a Protoss player when you have to defend Widowmine drops. Like, shield battery is amazing against Marines, Landed Viking, you know, all that jazz, sometimes even Hellions. But against Widowmine drops, it actually works against you. If Cell is able to burrow a Widowmine here or here, you're going to get 7 or 8 probes with a single Widowmine shot. Because the battery forces the probes to take an awkward route and they clump up more. Let's just follow the point of view of RosscO, who I think already picked up on the fact that there is a medevac heading, or that just no, he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention. That is minus 10 probes at least. 7. So getting a little bit unlucky there. The pickup not quite liquid clam-like. Unfortunately, ends up losing the medevac and losing the 2 Widowmine. 7 is still alrighty though, guys. It's alright. Honestly, that could have been better. It could have been a little bit better. RosscO did pull some probes towards the very end of it. A little unlucky there for Cell. Because with slightly more luck there, you take out 12 or 13 probes. Hello, Haruna. Hello, Jared. Give me 1 sec. No way, is he? Actually, mate, I'm going to keep an eye on that. He is the one guy that has made me laugh the most over the last few years when I'm at home. I think he's incredibly funny. If I have a chance, Jared, to visit his show, I would actually. And I never really go to stand-up comedy shows, but I would go to him. Okay. So RosscO is enjoying a 13 worker lead. Cell has +1. What is happening here exactly, guys? Guys? What is this? Cell? Okay, we're just flying. That's a long journey, but sure. That does work. That does work. It also means that we're not going to have any medevacs forever. And we are basically chilling on 2 bases until minute 9. So I guess we're just gearing up for a massive 2 base, 5 wrecks all in. A Lambo with the raid. Thank you, Lambo. First series of the night. It's been a banger, mate. You're missing greatness. RosscO is wondering what on earth is happening. It's like something bad must be happening. And it's like, well, the 2 base all in is coming, but it's hitting a little late. Seems that we are now ready to move up, but we still don't have any medevacs. A couple of Marines and Marauders stim forward. They will lead the charge. RosscO, meanwhile, has +1 finishing up. Extended thermal lens finishing up. He's getting a couple of extra gateways. We have Zello charge almost done. Right now, the Protoss army is not terrifying. Archons would actually be amazing here. He's keeping the High Templars in regular mode, I think, to land a feedback initially on the Raven. I think that RosscO just wants to land a single feedback and then he will morph the High Templars into Archon. UpATree is going to knock down the rock, so he cuts off his own reinforcements. Okay, this is now a very weird fight. We do land a feedback on the medevac, on the Raven. One interference matrix did go off. Tanks are very exposed. Not a very good fight for UpATree, guys. Honestly, this is not going anywhere. It's a couple of Marines and Marauders left. The Raven gets obliterated. The medevacs will take a bit of a beating from the last 2 Stalkers. Maybe those Stalkers do get picked up. Gloss is a tiny bit exposed, but RosscO has reinforcements 4 days, and Cells is kind of dead. 2 base Terran all in, filled miserably against a 3 base Protoss with a 17 worker lead. That just wasn't it. The build wasn't it. The start wasn't it. Okay. That's a man with ambition. Cell throws down a scan as well, though. He drops the 3rd CC. And then he's like, let me throw down a scan. Do I have a chance? Cell says, yes, I do. RosscO says, no, you don't. And he's about to A-move Cell into his natural. And we are heading to a Game 5, guys. An excellent way to kick off the 33rd edition of the Big Brain Bouts. $500 every single Friday. Brought to you guys by Basilisk. Okay, RosscO is afraid to attack. So it will go on for a little while. Thank you, by the way, to my man Egyptian Snow Panda for the 5 gifted subbies earlier. I think we were in the middle of a fight, so I couldn't address it, but thank you, thank you. I mean, this is this would be one hell of a comeback, guys. If Cell is able to turn this into a dub, honestly, it's not just me, but I think none of you guys are allowed to make any fun of him anymore for an entire year. And that includes you, Fear Dragon. If Cell wins this game, he deserves nothing but love and respect for at least the upcoming 12 months. Zero, sure. That's definitely something. We're gonna go for a drop. I like how Cell announces all of his drops. That's very sweet of him. It's like, hey, RosscO, over here! RosscO's like, oh, where? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We'll get in the right position. I know, Mr. Metalman. Yeah. Alright, we do have a double drop in the top right side. There's a cannon, a battery, and we're gonna have a couple of warp-ins. Gonna warp in some DTs. Battery overcharge. Cell losing his entire army to a couple of DTs. No scan when he needs it the most. Throws on a scan to see the army that's walking into his natural though. And unloading some drops in the main base. So, still a believer, guys. There is a pretty big Protoss army in his natural. But that has never stopped our pal Cell before. Alright, actually, the DTs will stop him. We have officially ran out of energy. GG gets called, guys. And RosscO is going to send it to that game 5. Obviously, this game was kind of over the moment that the 2-base push did not work. It was nice of Cell to try and put on a bit of a show for us, but obviously that was not going anywhere. Final map. New Humanity, maybe. What is it? Grasvan? Must be Grasvan then, right? They didn't play Grasvan yet. So I guess Neo Humanity got vetoed and Dragon Skills? Indy says, hi, invite please. Sorry, couldn't make it earlier. It is going to be a Grasvan. I will host. At least Indy can take on the hosting duties afterwards. Which is nice. Grasvan, guys, our final round. Cuckoo and Ryu, if you guys are listening, feel free to already do your vetoes. Obviously, I do need a couple minutes in between the games, but feel free to do your vetoes and get the map or the set. Indy's already saying that he will take care of hosting starting next match. Yeah, that's about right, Indy. Alright, the boys are ready. I'm ready. Indy is in. Our final round, guys. First match of the night goes to the rubber match. Means that we did a good job with the matchmaking. RosscO versus UpATree. Winner gets 60 bucks. The loser will still get 15. So it wasn't all for nothing. I think it was an excellent way to start off the Big Brain Bouts number 33. Let's hope the final round. Cell just believes in his macro. Because his macro is good. He always does all these crazy builds. But I like the macro.
Final round. Fight!
Top left side, for the first time ever, making an appearance on the Friday night. A man from Scotland. We call him RosscO. Also known as Rabbi Burns on the European ladder. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the man who loves to scan. I feel like we teased him about his bunker placement for a while, but what we actually should tease him about are those scans. UpATree is the kind of guy to throw down a scan before he hops into bed to make sure there are no bed bugs. Our Canadian Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It's UpATree. So far, it's pretty standard. It's double gas. Oh.
I have nothing to say. I'm so sorry, I have nothing to say.
Okay, at least it's an eye for an eye. SCV dies and the probe dies, so at least UpATree will be able to keep RosscO in the dark a tiny bit, but yeah, RosscO's already scouted most of the things that he cared about. Saw the barracks, saw one refinery, but I think that kind of says enough. Losing an SCV is never the start that a Terran is looking for, and that's obviously way better for the Protoss than it is for the Terran, because scouting probes go down quite often. RosscO is paranoid though, he's sending out another one. Why do I feel like we're gonna do something very weird? Okay, he's pulling some SCVs out of the gas, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's just some Reaper Hellion into a normal game. Please raise your depots. Okay. Oh, it was completely good for RosscO. If you can ever trade out your probe for an SCV on the other side of the map, that is a good trade. Because you've already lost the mining by sending your probe from this side of the map to the main. Now, the fact that RosscO sent out a second one, though, that's maybe not too hot. Definitely a bit paranoid. Whatever Cell did in this series to scare RosscO, it has worked. Because RosscO seems very paranoid and very defensive. In some scenarios where I would just be like, oh, I don't really know, but one gate for spend Stargate and we'll take the game from there and I should be fine. I was thinking at first, like, it could be Cloaked Mines, but then he pulled SCVs out rather quickly. I don't know. Marines, tank. I'm not exactly sure. Cyclone. Maybe a Marine Cyclone Medevac or Marine Cyclone Viking push, but we don't have a starport yet. I'm not too sure. Twilight Council goes down on the side of RosscO. Maybe UpATree was just expecting that RosscO would always play Stargate here because he is not sure what he's on a versus about. And then you get a quick lock on the Oracle and life is good. I'm not quite certain. If you keep building Cyclones and Marines here, you definitely have a pretty gnarly push to work with. Okay, a Cyclone into a tank obviously point stands. You have a gnarly push, but you gotta go quick. Like, you gotta go really, really quick. Have non-stop Marine production. I would definitely go Medevac here, but since it's only 30 against 25 workers, maybe UpATree doesn't need to do anything and we just want to defend. That's fine too. RosscO is very worried, guys. He invested in the Twilight Council, but now he actually drops the Robo Bay. Right, there is a probe blocking the CC from landing. That is not what I expected. That is not what UpATree expected. What is happening? This is a pretty serious delay here, guys. Now Blink gets Chrono Beast immediately. Ooh, it seems that RosscO forgot Warp Gate, eh? I'm not an expert on Warp Gate timings because I play without Warp Gate, but I'm gonna say that Warp Gate was delayed there a little more than you ever want to see it delayed. RosscO is actually taking some serious damage from a Reaper here, ex-mate. RosscO, what's happening? A Reaper hops into the natural and grabs 4 probes. It was an incredibly late reaction for a player at this level. And now drops the Robo Bay. The man is nervous. RosscO is definitely feeling it. He's all over the shop here in game 5. And now Cyclone is going to walk into a Stalker. Gets the lock on. UpATree moving out, guys, with a 20 army supply advantage. RosscO's build's been all over the place. It barely has any units. Warp Gate was very late because I think he forgot to fire it up immediately. Right now, there is a very, very good chance that UpATree wins this game and wins the series. But of course, it still comes down to execution. He doesn't have Blink yet. He's afraid to move out without Blink. We're going to have an interesting fight near some batteries. I think it looks very, very good for UpATree. But it all comes down to not messing up too badly. That first tank is going to get a juicy shot off. What will RosscO do? He runs back to the batteries. Gonna warp in a couple of extra Stalkers. Exciting moments here. It's very hard to say. Supply block. We're gonna pull the probes. We're gonna pull the probes here in game 5. Will the Immortal be able to fire at the tank? So far, the Immortal's not firing at the tanks. Now it is. Immortal starts working on a tank and 1 tank falls. But 17 probes went down. We do have a battery overcharge. As 1 more tank is moving in range. I would say, Cell, don't put that tank in range of the Immortal. 70 probes have gone down. An excellent overcharge though by RosscO. But he's still struggling. The tanks are still just shelling away at this army. And if you pull 17 probes and the push is still happening, you're not happy that Immortal's taking more and more damage. Cell's going up to 3 bases, but he ain't done yet. He ain't done yet. Stalk is now looking for a counterattack perhaps. That's a very smart way. Barrier gets activated again on the Immortal. Now the tank is in range of one of the shield batteries. RosscO and his Stalkers will find a tank of Cell in the center of the map. It looks incredibly good for UpATree. The Stalker is now looking for a flank, but this is a bunker that's fully loaded. Seems that RosscO is waiting for maybe his second Immortal, and that's when he's gonna break out. The Marine count is high, and Marines are pretty good. Here we go, guys. Immortals in the top left. Battery overcharge activated once more. Oh, Cell unsieges the tanks. Cell unsieges the tanks. Does get 1 Immortal very quickly. Does not get the second one. And RosscO is gonna be able to defend this. Barely, sort of. Is in a lot of trouble. Is down 7 workers. And Cell is about to be a 3-base Terran. That counts as a hold. Cell wouldn't be Cell if he doesn't donate a medevac at the tail end of all of this. Nice guy, you know. So it's like, mate, it seems like you're in a bit of a pickle here in game 5. Gets the medevac. It's a hold in the end by RosscO. As we have a low HP Viking flying into the main base. Stalks get warped in immediately. Probes get pulled. More probes fall. Honestly, the army right now of RosscO is pretty terrifying. And Cell doesn't have a bunker in the natural. Does have 2 tanks though. Uh-oh. Oh, this would be such a big throw, guys. It would be such a big throw. I mean, I like both of these guys. It's so hard to say who I want to win right now. It'd be epic for RosscO if he still wins here in Game 5 after being in so much trouble. But it'd be so sad for Cell. Stalkers are here, though. Tanks are in a pretty good spot. First bunker. Gonna take a bit of a beating. It's gonna open the doors for that Disruptor. Disruptor is in range of tanks. Disruptor gets gunned down. Good job there by Cell. Got enough shots off. And we have now a Liberator. Liberator getting a bunch of probes in the main base. Good job by Cell. Still finding more damage against the 2-base Protoss. Getting that Disruptor like that, guys, is a pretty big deal. War Prism goes into the main. You have a Raven as well in the mix. Cell, you're very far ahead, mate. Maybe keep units like a Raven at home. Cell does not care. Liberator keeping a couple of Stalkers busy. RosscO is 7 workers behind, guys, and does not have a forge. Does have a Robo-Bay, though. We're gonna drop 4 Stalkers in the back of the main. And these Stalkers are gonna be able to grab a few SCVs. That might... No, don't pull SCVs like that, so you have some units, mate. I know you don't... Oh, careful. Okay, War Prism is taking a lot of damage. RosscO... Oh, RosscO. Oh, my goodness. That is so incredibly close. That was so incredibly close. Somebody said earlier today that Cell is no longer F2ing. Any man who puts his Liberator like this is F2ing, okay? We have the Raven dropping a couple of other turrets in the natural. 4 probes have fallen. Cell is in a very, very good spot here. And an absolute nail-biter between these two. Yeah, there is still a Robo-Bay. I actually think that RosscO should go for some Disruptors. I feel like that would be the great equalizer here. He believes in his... Colossus, apparently. Colossus are going to be very good against the Widowmines. We are sort of supply block, but the Nexus is about to finish up, so it's not really a supply block. Really? That Liberator gets a kill. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh.
Research upgrade complete.
Cell throws down a scan. Stalkers a little bit late to react there. It's pretty terrifying Protoss Terran army, guys. Honestly, if Cell does not take a bad fight in range of an overcharged battery, should be fine. RosscO has some Mis-Relic probes here. It's a lot of Mis-Relic probes. And that's obviously not going to help in making a comeback. The economy of our Scottish Protoss is just all over the place. Low saturation on mineral lines, a lot on gases, at least in the main, that is. Cell's afraid, even though his army is very big. Finds the War Prism, maybe that's why he turned around. Will RosscO just jump on his army? Liberator has shown up again in the main, right when the Stalkers got pulled out of position. Beautiful plays by UpATree, who drops a Raven in the natural as well. Jeez Louise. Who is this man? He's got moves. We have a couple of Widowmines well set up. They fire at Stalkers. They fire at Zealots. RosscO in all sorts of trouble. Needs to save his Colossus. First one dies. Second one dies. It's happening, guys. UpATree Zelda can now, I believe, no longer lose this game. The tank position there is sexy. He stims forward one last time. Was supposed to go up against a weaker Protoss. Got RosscO instead. But our pal Cell brings it home with honestly some really good plays in Game 5. He played well, he played solid, and he deserves it. A 3-2 victory for our Canadian Terran. He's got to be smiling right now. I want to take a look at that stream real quick, because if he's not happy about this one, he's never... Wait, is he not live? He must be live. Oh, he's not live? No! No, I was hoping he'd be live, because I bet he would be very happy. But well done, Cell. Well done. Cell in tryhard mode. Oh! Cell in tryhard mode is just an absolute animal. Awesome series. Thanks to RosscO as well for being a very good sport, stepping in at the last minute. Barely had any heads up. Play the games on the American server. Great prediction, guys. Woo! Look at this. Only 15% of y'all believed in our pal Cell. 1.1 million points on RosscO, only 210,000 on Cell. A 5-1 underdog, but that ain't stopping him. Very well done. Super fun series, guys. Next series, a best of 5 TVZ between Ryu, a 5.9k Peru Z, versus Cuckoo, new team 5.3k Romanian. Nah, I'm kidding. Cuckoo, he's been a little inactive, but I would say 5.9k as well. Romanian T. I'll give you guys 15 minutes, the best of 5 for 100 buckies. No, wait, that's not true. Yes, it is. 80 for the winner, 20 for the loser. That is correct. Hello, Sal. Congrats, mate. Congrats on the 60 bucks, and that was honestly a very fun series. You played well. I was a bit worried that you were going to repeat that performance against Blood Milan with a bunch of random all-ins and whatnot, but super fun series, mate. You played very well. Thank you to the Basilisk Research Group for giving me 10 subs as well for that series. I really enjoyed it, guys. That was awesome from start to finish. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break. I'll be back in give or take 3 to 4 minutes for Ryu versus Cuckoo. That's 100 bucks, 80 for the winner, 20 for the loser. I'll see you guys soon. Big Brain Bouts number 33, brought to you guys by ! Basilisk in the chat.